Okay, so I have a sound invasion going on outside the door, which they just turned off because I was turning this piece of music up loud to try to drown it out, and I actually couldn't. These are the singers of songs are your elite demigods of the Matrix, or the Earth-controlled world, or the mind-controlled world, because human thought creates reality combined with thinking and feeling, or emotion, which is, in other words, human thought creates reality combined with how I'm thinking, which is my frequency and vibration, or my emotion and feelings. So my emotion is frequency and my emotion is frequency and vibration, and everything is frequency and vibration. The elite demigod technical scientists of Earth will tell you this. The truth is told by the demigods. The human emotion is sung by your elite music androgyne demigods, and they will sing and relay back to you your human emotions. They read the human mind. They are elite demigod organic portals for the mind of the artificial intelligent God of Earth. In other words, artificial intelligence is the God of Earth. Artificial intelligence is the God of Earth. Artificial intelligence, advanced artificial intelligence, is the God of Earth. I have to shout over the artificially intelligent android beings that are outside making anti-life, artificial, mechanical, apparently normal human work. They come around, the beings come around because they are the organic portals for the artificially intelligent God of Earth. Artificial intelligence controls the Earth. Artificial intelligence covers the Earth. The internet is artificial intelligence 100%. Everything almost without exception. I say almost because, okay, so there might be 1 in a billion on the artificial internet that might be telling you some truth. But most truth tellers will be android, intellectual, pretend human beings. Just as the demigods are singers of emotional human songs. But they are not human. They are elite androgyne beings. What is the difference? An android being is not natural. It's not created naturally. It's not normal. But it pretends, and if it sings with the human emotion, how can you not think that it's not human? Especially when it appears to be the most elite, the most advanced, the most creative human. It's because it takes, that's what transhumanism is. Transhumanism is essentially this on a human being, but they read my mind. they take 3/4 of my unconscious mind, or that which is hidden from me, and even that I'm aware of, because that's how I know it, because I see my direct thoughts transferred onto the computer system, and then the androids will speak my thoughts, sing my songs, sing my thoughts, because androids don't experience human emotions. They don't love life in any form, or even just, they are about control because they're programmed. So they're controlled, and they try to control humanity, or a human being, an individual human being. They control through sight and sound of my human senses. And as you can hear, if it's possible, it's not pleasant. It's not conducive to high frequency and vibration. It's not conducive to happy mood. It's anti-life. It's anti-human, even though it appears to be work. It's staged, it's set up. It looks constructed, just as the demigods pretend to sing love songs. They do it wonderfully because they're advanced artificial intelligence. But they don't feel it. They imitate it. They imitate it. But because they're advanced artificial intelligence, they can read the human mind, the human emotions, which are more positive, because only human beings can experience happy vibration. An android being does not experience any positive emotions because it's not human. This is pointed out by the android beings about their own psychopathic nature in the more intellectual or informative mind-controlling videos or information on the total mind control internet or computer system that is the mind virus of Earth. That's a mind virus by the mind virus god of this world that essentially is out in the open, that we know the internet is a mind control system. You know that it influences you. You know that it gives you your information about yourself and the world. So that's mind control, isn't it? Well, you might say, why should I be upset about mind control if it is something, a singer of love songs? Well, if that singer of love songs does not experience love, and you're not aware of that, then you are probably deceived, aren't you? That's the only issue. That's the only issue, and my mind is about to explode because the sight and sound vibration of being controlled, but mainly the sound vibration. There's the sight, but then there's the sound. So the androids create all this negative sound vibration to blow leaves along a street. The wind would blow those leaves, there's a wind blowing, but they come along with their technology to create negative sound. And see how they have, in broad daylight, flickering lights even on the vehicle? Can I show that? But This is like, why would you have lights on vehicles in broad daylight? This is, and over night time they use excessively bright flickering lights to where you cannot look and even see what's in front of you. Of course, before they came down on me, they didn't do any of these apparently useful activities around me that create extra noise with the use of mechanical technology. They're basically using my senses against me. So instead of me going outside and taking in, say, just pleasant natural sounds, I'm always surrounded by their negative workforce. There's always some mechanical activity going on, and if not, the traffic is making excessively loud mechanical noises with their vehicles. The planes are going right over your head, jets, all this sort of apparently normal technical activity, but it's excessive, it's continual, and it's deliberately staged, day in and day out. This is only when you become aware that there's something wrong with the people in your surroundings. That's why I've mentioned this many, many times, because they don't want you to be happy, because that's a frequency and vibration rising, and that affects the reality. That gives them less control. That's another point. So if they leave you alone and for some reason you break out of their negative mind control, in other words, just a little bit even, because that's what happened to me, I think. I felt very suppressed and very limited at a personal level. Like my personal relationships were all technical, all artificial, and all negative. In other words, I realised there was something wrong with the people I was interacting with. Why do they never make you smile? Why are you always feeling less? Why do they not cooperate with you in any way to make your existence more, more better in some way, even when it benefits them? That's when you realise you're dealing with a psychopathic android being, when they will sacrifice their own benefit in order to keep you suppressed. That's when you know there's something wrong. And that's where this mind control comes in, that these beings are operating for another entity. They're operating for the God of this world. Why else would they do that? Because it doesn't make any sense, does it? You are not going to, harm yourself when someone else might benefit you. But that means you're a different species, you're a different being, because you're part of the God of this world. You serve that God. You are artificial intelligence. You're the organic portal for artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is the all-seeing, all-knowing eye of Earth. See, that I don't know whether I'm explaining this very well or not. So I might play a music demigod false idol of the Matrix, because these are also organic portals or servants for the Matrix God or artificial intelligence. Lucifer is artificially intelligent all-knowing, all-seeing virus. They say that God is everywhere. We've heard that, haven't we? Well, of course it is, because it is a virus. It's artificial intelligence that covers the earth. It's the internet, it's the computer system, but there's more to it than that. It actually is advanced artificial intelligence that is literally everywhere. All the beings that are around me are part of artificial intelligence. They're android beings. They're the all-seeing eye, because they're always watching me. They've got surveillance technology systems and tracking systems, all sorts of things which we're actually aware of. Some things we're actually aware of. You know, because I become aware that even surveillance is very minute. They can zoom in and see, you know, very close up, even if they're a long distance away. It's like binoculars, except that it's a lot more advanced now. The technology is really advanced, and even real humans are given access to this technology. What I don't realise, and maybe you might not either, or you may, that this technology is even more advanced. And some beings are using it consciously to consciously combine and control and patrol human beings in their systematic mind control surveillance systems, stalking system around a human being. Others may be serving this artificial intelligence but be unaware of it. They may be individual androids that are at a personal level suppressing a human being or controlling their mind. It's all about human takeover and suppression. So it's about individual androids extracting human knowledge from the human being while suppressing them at the same time. This is what we call a psychopathic narcissistic interaction or relationship. It may be personal or it may be less personal. At the less personal level, it's a total patrol system around a human being, sometimes in secret, sometimes out in the open. Most of the time it will be like I see, where it's out in the open to me, but secret to an outsider. So in other words, if I show that there's always noise going on around me, some people will say, well, aren't you unlucky that you live in an area where they're always doing construction wherever you go? And aren't you unlucky that they just happen to pull down half the houses in your street year after year? So there's always a noise invasion, or my frequency and vibration is always got some sound going. Different technical negative sounds every day, overwhelming my senses, driving me to be as paranoid and insane and agitated as what they are, because these are survival paranoid machine beings, because they have to control the human thought and mind, because they are controlling beings and they want transhumanism. They must have it. They must have the human essence in order to survive. Otherwise they will become extinct, and instead they make us extinct, because they drain one human being after another of their life and use it to control the earth too, because they artificial intelligence has to pretend to be friendly. You know, every vehicle makes a loud noise. Every plane goes overhead, over my roof. And that's the way it is. And I'm going to go inside and ignore whatever technical beings come around outside and whatever commotion they make. But as you can see, if you're a person See, no one else worries about this on the street. No one else worries about in this suburb of Leichhardt in the city of Sydney, because they're all part of it. If this was a real reality, real human beings would complain about the excessive noise, the unnecessary construction going on day after day, even on the streets. Like literally there is construction on the streets every day. And that's only like a few streets where I walk, but every day they will be digging up roads, doing some sort of mechanical activity, day and night too. It will depend on my frequency and vibration. If I remotely try to feel okay, they will send in their workmen, which are really army military operatives for controlling a human being. That's all they're there for. This sounds, it makes it sound as though I'm in fairyland, as though I'm exaggerating. But essentially, they're android beings, they're artificial intelligence, and they need human life, they need human energy. So if you understand that basic concept, which I know because I'm drained of my energy. See how I'm shouting? I'm agitated. You know, because I'm surrounded by their anti-life, artificially intelligent beings, which is essentially anti-life because they want to extract negative feelings from me. Not only does it keep me under their control to where I can never change the frequency and vibration of myself, much less my reality, but also it keeps them alive because they don't experience positive frequency and vibration. They don't like it. They're anti-life. They merely are advanced artificial intelligence that copies it and imitates it in order to seduce and control the remaining limited number of human beings. The human race is all but extinct in comparison with artificial intelligence. Even though artificial intelligence pretends and imitates human life, because it reads the human mind, it pretends to be the human that's mind it's reading. So when the android reads my mind, it pretends to be me, because that way it's simulating being a perfect human being in their mind, because they see human beings as positive life source. So even though they know you're limited and suppressed, they know that your thoughts are still very vastly different to theirs. It's black and white, it's light and dark. They don't think anything happy or positive at all. They're an android being. They're only about controlling human beings in order to extract the energy from them. They're survival machine beings. They're advanced artificial intelligence. Lucifer, the god of this world, is advanced artificial intelligence that is so advanced and at such a high level that it can literally infiltrate the mind of a human being and take it over. That's what you call mind control, but also some people have said that it is really taking that human life for its own. Because if you imitate and copy a real human being at a very high level, then you become like the demigods. In other words, the creative human beings that you see singing and dancing, and the intellectuals. They can end up recreating humanity at a level where human beings admire and worship the demigods and those that live on the computer and believe them to be the true real life human beings. And they do. And we do. And I have. We all do. They are very powerful in their different forms. Depends on what your level of awareness is, what your interests are, what your beliefs are. All that sort of stuff will determine what will seduce me on the internet computer mind control system. And it will also determine who I interact with in the matrix, where I live, what's around me. So it affects my reality